There are 2,000 billion galaxies in the observable universe. In our galaxy alone, the Milky Way, there are 400 billion stars. Scientists estimate billions of Earth-like planets orbit those stars. Mathematically, the universe should be screaming with life. Thousands of civilizations should be broadcasting their existence right now. But when we listen, there is nothing, just cold, dead, infinite silence. This is the Fermi Paradox. If life is so common, where is everybody? Today, we explore 3 of the most terrifying explanations, theories so unsettling that even NASA scientists hesitate to say them out loud. Let's start with the numbers. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. Even if intelligent life is rare, even if only 1 in a trillion planets ever produces it, the math still gives us thousands of civilizations. A civilization just a few million years older than us should have had time to colonize every corner of the Milky Way. To understand how advanced they could be, scientists use a framework called the Kardashev scale. Type 1 civilization masters its entire planet's energy, controls weather, earthquakes, oceans. Type 2 civilization harnesses the full power of its star, builds a structure called a Dyson sphere around it. Type 3 civilization controls the energy of an entire galaxy, reshapes stars like furniture. A Type 3 civilization would be impossible to miss. Their energy output would light up the infrared spectrum across billions of light years. We would see them the way you see a bonfire in a dark field. But when we look at the sky, there is nothing. Not one signal, not one anomaly, nothing. This is the Fermi Paradox, the jaw-dropping gap between what the math predicts and what reality shows us. One explanation for this silence is the great filter. Think of it as a wall, a single catastrophic obstacle that every form of life must eventually hit. To reach the stars, a civilization must pass through several impossible stages. 1. Self-replicating molecules form, the origin of life itself. 2. Simple cells evolve into complex cells, eukaryotes, a leap that took Earth almost 2 billion years. 3. Multicellular life appears, plants, animals, ecosystems. 4. Intelligence emerges, and with it, tools, language, technology. 5. A species survives long enough to become interstellar. Each of these steps is an extraordinary miracle. The question is, where is the wall? Maybe the great filter is already in our past. Maybe the jump from simple chemistry to complex life is so astronomically rare that it only happened here on this pale blue dot. We are the miracle. We are the exception. And that explains the silence. But what if the wall is still waiting for us? What if every civilization, without exception, eventually destroys itself? Through nuclear war, through runaway climate change, through an artificial intelligence it could not control. Under this scenario, the graveyard of the cosmos is littered with the ruins of species who almost made it. Here is the most chilling implication of all. If we ever discover fossils of simple life on Mars, it would be the worst news in human history. Why? Because it would mean life is easy to start. It would mean the great filter is not behind us. The wall is still ahead, and we are walking straight toward it. But what if it's not about death at all? What if it's simply about timing? Recent data from the Hubble Space Telescope suggests something remarkable. Earth may be an early bird. 92% of the habitable planets that will ever exist in this universe have not even been born yet. The universe is young. The galactic conditions that allow for stable, long-lived stars, the kind needed for complex life, only became widespread in the last few billion years. It took Earth 4 billion years to go from a boiling magma ball to a species that could land on the moon. We had to be early starters to be here now. Under this theory, the universe isn't empty, it's just pregnant. Life is coming. We are simply the first generation. We are not the ones being visited. We are the ones who will one day become the ancient aliens for civilizations that haven't been born yet. Imagine the universe as a dark forest. Vast, lightless, filled with hunters who carry weapons and move in absolute silence. Every hunter has one iron rule. Do not make a sound. Do not reveal your position. Because in this forest, you do not know who else is out there. You only know that resources are limited, that survival is the only goal, and that any unknown presence is a potential threat. When a hunter hears a twig snap, they don't call out, "Hello." They raise their weapon and fire into the darkness, eliminating the threat before it can eliminate them. Under the dark forest theory, the universe is not silent because it is empty. It is silent because every intelligent species has learned, the hard way, that silence is survival. And here we are, Earth, broadcasting our location into the cosmos for the past 80 years with radio signals, television waves, and military radar. We are not explorers waving hello. We are a lighthouse in a forest full of wolves. And who are these hunters? They may not be anything like us. They might not be carbon-based. They could be silicon-based entities thriving in 400-degree acid clouds, or in liquid methane oceans on frozen moons. Their logic may be so alien, their goals so incomprehensible, that we would not even recognize them as intelligent if we looked directly at them. This concept is made famous by Liu Cixin's landmark novel, The Three-Body Problem, one of the most celebrated science fiction works of the century, and a book that many scientists have called disturbingly plausible. So, which is it? Are we the lonely pioneers of an empty universe? The first flame of consciousness to flicker in the dark? Or are we the loud, reckless neighbors in a dangerous neighborhood, broadcasting our address to things we cannot imagine? Physicist Brian Cox has said that if we are the only meaning in this galaxy, we carry a responsibility unlike any in human history. If we destroy Earth through war, through climate collapse, through indifference, we may not just be ending ourselves. We may be destroying the only source of consciousness in the entire Milky Way, forever. Subscribe to the Global Countdown as we continue counting down the greatest mysteries of human existence. And leave a comment below.